Hi there. I hope you enjoyed the bonus episode earlier this week from Big Emotions, Kids Listen Mashups About Feelings. Here's part 2 of the episode on jealousy and openness. Look for Kids Listen on your favorite podcast app to find more Mashups episodes. The next episode of Kids Ask Dr. Friendtastic will come out on Saturday.
Part 2. Welcome back to Part 2 of Fear and Bravery in our Big Emotions series. Last time, we heard incredible stories about what it means to be brave and how we can face challenges head-on. But bravery doesn't mean never feeling afraid. Feelings like fear can come and go. They flow through us. We don't have to be afraid of them. We can sit with them, watch them, and learn from them, even the uncomfortable ones. Today, we're diving back in with more exciting stories from your favorite Kids Listen shows about facing fears, taking risks, and finding courage together. So get comfy, settle in, and let's keep exploring together.
Emotions.
Let's dive right back in with a clip from forever ago. A family-friendly history podcast that explores the surprising stories behind everyday things. In this episode, we meet Elishay and Pico, a guide dog partnership that changed Elishay's life.
Today, there are thousands of guide dog teams. I got to meet one of them, Elishay and their guide dog, Pico. Hi, Elishay.
Hi.
And is Pico there too?
Yes, he's next to me.
Oh, Pico's such a good boy. But what kind of dog is Pico?
So he's a mixture between a Labrador and a Bernese Mountain Dog.
Elishay is about to graduate high school and will be starting college next year.
They love to act, dance, and play sports, but for a long time, Elishay didn't think they'd be able to do any of these things.
That's because for most of their life, Elishay has been blind.
So I was born with average vision, and then basically I, lost a big chunk of it and was, using glasses, but glasses just weren't working. I still couldn't see like the other kids could. So I went to all these specialists and no one knew what was wrong. And actually 10 years ago, I got a call from a specialist and we had done a test that we didn't think would come up with any results. We just were like, we got to check it off the list. And we did it and came back that I had cone rod dystrophy, which would lead me to go blind.
This news was really hard for Elishay to hear. They thought that losing their sight meant that they were losing their independence too.
I was devastated. I didn't know any other blind people, and it was honestly at that time the worst thing that I thought could ever happen to me because I thought all my dreams, everything I wanted to do was over. I didn't think I could dance. I didn't think I could act. I didn't think I could live a normal life like cook or clean. I didn't think I would be able to independently navigate, like walk around, go to classes. I didn't think I could read.
At first, Elishay was in denial about what was happening.
They didn't want to learn to read Braille and would conveniently lose the cane they needed to use to navigate. But when a teacher at school lent Elishay an audiobook about guide dogs, things started to change.
So I went home and I read this book and I read it all one night and I came back the next day and I told her, I was like, I want a guide dog. And she was like, well, blind people have guide dogs. And at that time I was like, I'm not blind. I can see, I'm fine. Because like I said, I thought my world was ending, so I didn't accept it. But basically, learning about guide dogs pushed me to accept my blindness and use a cane and read Braille and different things like that.
Elishay's story shows us how scary big changes can be, like losing one's eyesight. At first, it felt overwhelming, even impossible to accept. But listening to an audiobook about guide dogs helped Elishay see a way forward. Learning to use a cane, read Braille, and work with Pico took courage. But with each step, bravery replaced fear. I certainly felt something when I listened to Elishay's story, and I think it was empathy. Empathy means connecting with how others feel in a way that allows us to understand and share those feelings. Compassion then inspires us to show care and support, not just for other people, but also for ourselves. By being kind and patient with our own feelings, we learn to accept who we are, even when things get tough. It takes courage to be gentle with ourselves, but it helps us grow stronger and build better connections with others. Alashay's journey showed us how facing fears can lead to strength and independence. Can you think of a time when you felt afraid but found the courage to stand tall? What did you do? Now, let's step into the magical world of April 8 Songs and Stories, a podcast by April Mann filled with enchanting fairy tales and folk songs. In each episode, you'll meet humble gnomes, sparkling fairies, and grumpy trolls as they embark on heartfelt adventures. In this clip, we meet two sisters, Nieva and Sar, who seem like ordinary kids but are actually fairies. Traveling to a fairy gathering with their protective wolf, they come across an injured animal in need. Do they risk their own safety to help or stay on the path? Their choice tests both their bravery and their kindness. Here's April 8 Songs and Stories with the tale of Nieva and Sar's journey down the high road.
And just as Neva was throwing her knapsack across her back, she heard a sound. Now, Neva heard almost everything anyway, for she is an earth fairy after all. But this sound, this was most unusual. In fact, that was why she noticed it. It was not a sound she had ever heard before. What was it? Sar, did you hear that? And Sar nodded. Yes, I was just about to ask you, Neva. What do you think it is, sister? I can usually tell in an instant, but this is a sound I do not know. But it is a cry for help. We need to find it. And Sar started to move, but her older sister grabbed her by the arm. Sar, we cannot leave the high road. You know the stories. I have no desire to be a slave to the terrible giant king for the rest of our lives. Neva shook her head with disgust. Nor do I, Neva, but I cannot let the animal suffer who is calling out for my help. Oh my goodness, nor can I. It just sounds so sad, said Neva, shaking her head. We'll regret this, I fear. And together the sisters took a step off the high road toward the sound. Well, the wolf, who had been watching with his yellow eyes, came swiftly around them, and then he did something that he had never done before. He growled at them. He bared his teeth. He would not let them pass. Sar reached out her hand to her wolf, and he growled at her again. She did not like that. Wolf, don't you hear that sound? We must go find the animal that is calling out for our help. Well, the wolf rumbled deep in his throat. He would not let the sisters off the high road. Wolf, you must let us pass, said Neva. Wolf, please, said Sar. Came the sound again. Oh, what could the wolf do? He was there to protect them, and they were doing the most foolish thing that anyone who was a stranger could do in the giant's mountains.
Eek! Their protective wolf really didn't want them to get off track, did he? What do you think about Nieva and Sar's decision? Would you have done the same? Feelings can come up inside us like a tiny whisper or a surging wave. Some gnaw at us, eroding our peace of mind bit by bit. Some flood in so powerfully they take over, making it hard to think straight or be ourselves. Either way, they can affect our bodies, our relationships, and even the way we see the world. So it's important that we listen to them and also think about what they're trying to tell us. Feelings aren't facts, but they do carry important clues about ourselves and what's happening around us. How we express our emotions can bring us closer or push us apart. How we express our emotions through words, actions, or even a glance ripples out into the world. Now it's time for our final stop, and we're ending on a cozy note. PJ Library presents Afternoons with Mimi, where the world's greatest grandma, Mimi, shares Jewish values, stories, and culture with her grandson, Kiddo. In this episode, Kiddo confides in Mimi about a scary German shepherd that makes his walk to school a little intimidating. PJ Library presents Afternoons with Mimi, with Kiddo's story of bravery and the power of friendship.
See you soon, everyone! All right, kiddo, let's go in and wash up. What do you feel like for snack today?
Fish. Fish with couscous.
Really? Huh. Well, that is a mature choice. Okay, spiced fish with couscous it is. You're sure?
Yep, fish.
Not cookies.
Nope.
Not my special peanut butter and blueberry blintzes. Not my world-famous wild and crazy spicy burritos.
Fish with couscous. I insist.
Okay, had to double check. You're in luck. I actually just finished making a batch for Shabbat.
Oh, Mimi, any chance you can make a little extra?
I had no idea you had such an appetite for my fabulous spiced fish dish.
Actually,
Yes?
it's for my friend, Sal. Or at least that's what I call him. I think it's a him. Sal is a cat. He lives in my neighborhood, but he doesn't really belong to anyone. He follows me to school.
Oh, well, that's adorable. It is a mitzvah to be kind to animals, after all. How much do you think he would like?
That's good.
And here's your plate. Now tell me about Sal.
Well, he's got a long, skinny body and kind of a football-shaped head. He's mostly white with some gray. It almost looks like he wears a little jacket. And he has extra toes. Ema says he's so ugly, he's cute.
Oh, I can't wait to meet him.
And Mr. Lieberman's big German shepherd, Mothra, is scared of him. Which is really great because Mothra always barks at me when I pass by. It makes me a little nervous. But ever since Sal started walking with me, he leaves me alone.
Well, let me get an extra helping for Sal. Any kitty that keeps my grandkiddo safe is all right by me. And I see Mr. Lieberman at bingo. I'll talk to him about Mothra. Maybe he can bring him inside while you're walking back and forth to school.
Thanks, Mimi. I think I'll be okay. As long as Sal is with me, I feel brave.
Now, let's pack up this fish, minus the couscous, and see if we can't find Sal and give him a little treat.
This clip reminds us how even the smallest companions can make a big difference when we're feeling afraid. Some of us are scared of big dogs, while others might be afraid of deep water or speaking in front of a crowd. What scares one person might not bother someone else at all. Our life experiences shape how we see the world. A friend who grew up swimming might love the ocean, while another might find it terrifying. How about you? Do you love the water, or does it make you nervous? I know a kid who faced their fear and went diving for the first time. And if you've been paying attention, that is what it means to be brave. We all have fears. If we didn't, that would be unusual. But this series has been all about learning to sit with big emotions, even the uncomfortable ones. Take a deep breath. Be kind to yourself. And remember, bravery doesn't mean facing things alone. Sometimes just having a friend, furry or not, can give us the confidence to take on something that once felt too big. Support can turn fear into courage. Get ready for a special activity brought to you by one of the brilliant creators of mashups, Dr. Eileen Kennedy Moore. And guess what? She'll be hosting next week's episode. And for that activity, let's create your very own bravery medal, just for you. Think of a time when you felt scared, but did something anyway. Art offers a powerful way to visualize our feelings. So let your colors show how you felt. In the center of your medal, add a word or symbol that personally reminds you of your brave experience. A secret code for your courage. We invite you, whether you're at home or in the classroom, to take a moment just for you and think about yourself. Bring in everything we've talked about, the wobbly feelings, the moments of courage, and breathe it all in, noticing how it settles in your body. Gently tune in to how these emotions make you feel. We can't have bravery without feeling fear first. As we heard in the clips, bravery is about acting even when we're scared. Athletes might get medals for winning races. Firefighters might be honored for acts of courage, but remember, bravery also shines in everyday moments. Like raising your hand in class, trying something new, or asking for help. When your medal is ready, feel free to email a photo of it to kidslistenmashups@gmail.com. We'll proudly share your artwork and celebrate your courage. What a powerful start to our Big Emotions series, exploring fear and the amazing bravery that lives alongside us. Through these stories, we discovered that understanding what makes us feel a little scared can also reveal our inner strength. Bravery isn't the absence of fear, but the choice to move forward through it. Just like Jack, Elishay, Isla, and Kiddo showed us, courage can be quiet steps, deep breaths, or even asking for help. Next time you're unsure, remember their examples. Bravery isn't something we face alone. Friends, pets, or even stories can aid us. And as Penny demonstrated, talking to someone we trust can truly ease our fear. This is just the beginning of our Big Emotions series. Up next Tuesday, Dr. Friendtastic, that's our own Dr. Eileen Kennedy Moore, guides us through the sometimes tricky feelings of jealousy and the beauty of openness. Following that, we'll explore powerful emotions like anger, love, and sadness. I'll also be back in our final episode exploring 2 experiences filled with a whole heap of feelings, endings, and beginnings. Thanks for joining this special Kids Listen mashup. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and remember, big emotions aren't something to fear, they're something to feel. This episode has been a Kids Listen collaboration, created by Tal Kelly, Jenna Clark, and Dr. Eileen Kennedy Moore, hosted by me, Eric O'Keefe. This Big Emotions Kids Listen Mashups About Feelings is produced by Tal Kelly. Executive writer, Jenna Clark. Content director at Sleepiest and Koala Kids. In consultation with Eileen Kennedy Moore, PhD, an author and clinical psychologist based in Princeton, New Jersey. A special thanks goes out to all of our contributors. We place links to our featured podcast in this episode's show notes. Our intro music was created and generously provided by the wonderful Dan Sachs of Noodle Loaf. You can find full music credits in the show notes. If you'd like to share your artwork, another powerful way to express emotions is through art. Email a photo to kidslistenmashups@gmail.com and we'll proudly share it on social media. Educators interested in applying this as an SEL resource in their classroom can find a PDF guide in the show notes. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a nice review or share the show with someone you love. Thanks for tuning into your emotions as well as our mashup.